Hey, what's up guys? It's the Fantasy Football Rapper here. And the other day I made a video about the most overvalued running backs. Today I want to flip it for you and make a video about the most undervalued running backs. And there's quite a few nice ones, beginning with my favorite, David Montgomery. David Montgomery right now is going at the end of the third. Some drafts he's going in the fourth round, guys. Just take this into account. Matt Nagy, his last 2 years as an offensive coordinator and head coach. 2 years ago, Kareem Hunt was the number 7 running back in PPR. Last year, Tevin Coleman, who's not really a running back, he's more like a scat back, kind of like that secret weapon. He was forced into a bigger role because Jordan Howard just couldn't catch a brick. He was the number 11th running back in all of fantasy. So that's pretty crazy if you think about it. Now you got a guy like David Montgomery who can both run between the tackles. Nagy already said he had some of the best vision that he's seen. He's also very good pass catcher, and they can line him up with Tevin Coleman at the same time in the backfield. So it's not one or the other. Mike Davis is a career backup. He's not a worry. But David Montgomery, I mean, he's the lead back under Matt Nagy's offense is a guaranteed top 10. For him to be going late third or the fourth round, sometimes later, is just crazy. That's going to be a potent offense. They're going to give him the rock. Chicago is the windy city. It gets cold. What do you think they're going to do in those December games? Yes, they are going to run the football, and David Montgomery is the back to own. The next guy, Phillip Lindsay. A lot of people down on Lindsay. I don't know why. I mean, he only proved he was the better back last year over Royce Freeman. Now, I do like Freeman as well. Don't get me wrong. But in this offense with Rich Scangarillo as the offensive coordinator, comes from that Shanahan tree. They like to use the running backs in a multitude of ways, especially in the pass game, which really benefits Lindsay since he's got that 4-3-7. They're going to find creative ways to get him in space. Will he probably lose goal line touches? Yeah. Freeman will probably get the goal line work. He'll probably get more of the in-between tackles. But Lindsay's one of those players with 10 to 15 touches, and I think that's minimum. Probably closer to 15 to 20 if you mix in the targets with the carries. That'll be enough. With that offensive line, they signed Juwan James in the offseason, arguably the best right tackle in football. And then they went ahead and drafted Dalton Risner, who's an absolute mammoth of a man. I really like the combination of the offensive line with their coordinator. And not to mention Joe Flacco loves to use the running backs, at least he did in Baltimore. And say what you want about Flacco, but between that coordinator, the new line, he is better than Case Keenum, simply put. Next guy I want to go over is James White. James White was the number 7 running back in all of PPR last year. That's insane, and it's often overlooked, as you can see by his 5th round price target. That, again, is an absolute steal. The reason why is nothing's really changed that much in New England. Yes, they drafted Damian Harris, but that's more as insurance for Sony Michel and his degenerative knee condition, which is why I'm all out on Sony Michel. Some people think he's a good value now that he's slipped to the 5th. I'm still staying away, and I would just rather have either White or get his backup, Damian Harris. White's always going to be a complimentary back, but in that offense where they lack pass catchers, Brady needs somebody he could trust. Julian Edelman is injury prone, and simply put, White is a PPR monster. Going in the 5th round, I don't know. I guess he's not a sexy name, you know what I'm saying? You don't come out of your drafts like, yes, I got James White. He doesn't have the glamour, but he puts up points. Next guy, Tevin Coleman. Let me take a sip of my tea here real quick. Love me some Tevin Coleman. Again, going back to the topic of the Shanahans, very, very creative ways that they use their running back in, especially in the passing game. They weren't able to do it as much last year. Breida is not that guy, but he still averaged over 5 yards a carry. As a matter of fact, their backup, Raheem Mostert, who they just signed to a new deal, he had 7.7 yards per carry, except he, obviously it was in a lot more limited fashion. But what I'm trying to say is that offensive line is really good. Tevin Coleman is really good. He's a really good pass catcher. McKinnon might start the season on the IR. Matt Breida is not a pass catcher. So if he's going to be the lead back, and they've alluded to him being the goal line back as well. Last time he had 8 touchdowns when he played for Shanahan in Atlanta. I think this is a much better team. I think the Niners are going to be an extremely potent offense, and you're getting an RB2, possibly a high RB2, even a low RB1 if all things go his way for a running back 3 price. Absolute steal in the 5th round is Tevin Coleman. Last but not least, we got Miles Sanders. This guy is going in the 6th, almost 7th round. For that type of potential, he is in a potent Philadelphia Eagles offense. I know the situation is probably not ideal from a coaching standpoint. We know Doug Peterson likes to mix in his backs. We know they signed Jordan Howard and re-signed Darren Sproles. But at the end of the day, guys, what do I say? Talent over everything. And you're getting him as your 3rd running back, your every week flex with somebody with that type of ceiling. Remember, he averaged over 6 yards per carry, or at least 6 yards per carry in his collegiate career. And he had to take over for Saquon Barkley. Those are some tough shoes to fill. Outside of maybe David Montgomery, nobody in this year's draft class has as much talent as Miles Sanders, because he could do it all. He could catch the football, he could run, he's elusive, he's fast. Really, really like Miles Sanders. And if he could lead that backfield in receptions, that's almost a guaranteed RB2. He's somebody I'll definitely be targeting in the 6th round. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are my most undervalued running backs. If you guys can get any one of these players as your RB3, man, you're really putting yourself in a great position. Obviously, Montgomery will probably be an RB1 or RB2, but any of the others are going in that RB3 range. So it's definitely possible, and the talent and the upside is for sure there as well. If you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you give it a like, give it a sub. I'm really trying to build this channel and just give you the best information possible. Also, if you haven't already, check out my video on the most overvalued running backs. Well, guys, until next time.